Welcome to T Boys TV. We are back again with another Hat Show, obviously episode 209. Obviously, in this one, we will be discussing the midweek game. Obviously, we had against Cardiff, and then obviously we will be getting into the early kickoff, another early kickoff tomorrow. Quick turnaround. I mean, it's not really ideal traveling away again, but is what it is. It's a championship. It's ruthless. We got to deal with it. Is what it is. But yeah, first of all, Dad, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. Hope you're cool.
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good. Hopefully Oxford get some limbs later on today. That'd be nice. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So obviously we took on Cardiff. Well, going into it, Dad, you said a win, which has put you level on points with me. See, just like that. After a very slow start, level on points with me. I mean, I said a draw. Partly that was because just the fact I thought we would concede, just because that has been the worry in recent games. We never have doubts that we'll score. It's just conceding. But the lineup: Kaminsky in goal as expected. Mengi, McGuinness, and Bell. We did stick with Bell, which I didn't mind. He had a good performance. His first game back. I just thought maybe we'd manage him a little bit. In this game. Doughty obviously on the left, we're always going to go straight back in. Hashioka on the right, deserved it. Kraus, Clark, question marks over Clark continuing to start. He was starting. Kraus, again, brilliant player. And then obviously you had Chong and Elijah was dropped for this one, which was quite interesting. I didn't really expect that. I didn't mind it though, because I like Jacob Brown. We both rate him highly, like we've said. And then obviously it was him and Morris. As for the bench, when it comes to experience on the bench, we had quite a good bench for this game, to be fair. So we had Elijah, obviously Baptiste, Holmes, Krul, Moses, Ruddock, Nakamba, Walsh, Woodrow. So no youngsters on the bench. I know the under 21s are playing, by the way. Nelson's involved in that. They're playing it literally at 7 o'clock kickoff, I think. Nelson's playing in that. Johnson's playing in that as well. So that's quite interesting. That tells me they won't be on the bench tomorrow, especially travelling away at Brighton's training ground. But yeah, I mean, that lineup, a few interesting calls, I would say, but ones that I didn't mind, and I'm sure you was the same, Dan.
Yeah, Brown up front. I mean, we were sort of saying that before. Hashioka kept his place. That's good. Good to see Bell starting. Kind of knew Clark would start, you know what I mean? And then, everything else was kind of expected, really. But we did have a strong bench, as you say. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when it comes to the depth, it felt weird, if I'm going to be honest. Not having at least one youngster on the bench. Yeah, especially with what Rob Edwards has said about wanting to utilise them more, especially Johnson and Nelson. Obviously, they're getting some minutes tonight. But yeah, as for the first half, I mean, again, one of them where a bit of a slow start, I'd say. Similar to the Watford game, similar to the Sunderland game. Cardiff, they had a great opportunity to score from a corner. That was the first big chance of the game. Robinson had a chance. He tried to get a corner from it. Don't know how. But then as the half grew on, I thought we grew into it. Our first big chance was when Bell crossed it in to Morris. I mean, Morris knows he should have probably put that on target, sorry. Great cross from Bell, by the way. And I know, driving forward, he's really good at, but I didn't really think his crossing ability was great. But I know it's only one cross, but still, it was a very good cross. And we grew into it. And, obviously there was a controversy. We should have had another penalty. That's blatant, man. Like, it's a joke, really. When you look at it, Morris, he obviously got the yellow card, which I think if he gets one more yellow card, he's going to get a suspension, which is, obviously a bit of a blow. I think it's one more anyway. I was hearing from other people. So, it's annoying because he's not actually, deserved the yellow card. He's appealing, rightly so. But I felt as the game went on, especially the first half, we grew into it. We looked very good. It wasn't like Sheffield Wednesday, for example, or a game we have won where, we've not been so great. I thought this was quite a dominant display. I thought Cardiff had a bit of a spell in the first 5-10 minutes, but as the half grew on, I thought we were very dominant, to be honest. We was playing some nice football on the ground, doing the balls up there to the strikers, and it was decent. And I mean, 0-0, you know, I'd have took that in the sense of, you know, going in at half time, you know, we haven't conceded, we can still get a goal. Um, and that's what it was like for me. But what did you make of the first half, bud?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people moaning about it and that, or quality football. I don't care that much. You know, it's still, we're not flowing. We're still learning and whatever. We're still coping with this season, basically. We're mixing it up. We were sturdy. Do you know what I mean? It's good to have Menke and Bell starting again. We looked all right. You know, people saying this stuff, but we're playing teams that are in form or teams that are near the top of the league and stuff, and we're still coping all right. You know what I mean? If this is what we're playing like, you know, at the moment, when we do finally hit form, we'll start pushing up the table. You know, Millwall 21st a few games ago, and now they're in the playoffs because they strung some wins together. We're quite capable of doing that. That was definitely a penalty, you know, but it is what it is. There's no VAR, but there's not a lot you can do. Like, it does seem to happen quite a lot in the Championship, though. We've seen it before anyway throughout the leagues, diving saves and everything. And the ref, no one sees it. Like, they need to sharpen up on that if they can. Do you know what I mean? That was blatant. Is what it is. You know, yeah, great cross from Bell. Morris should definitely have got that on target, but Bell has got that in his locker. Do you know what I mean? Before Doughty was at the club, Bell was the right playing in that position, and he did used to put in some decent crosses. And then they had a chance, like, as well, a header, looping header. Again, we know you can rely on Kaminsky. If we defend right, then he'll save the stuff that he needs to save generally. So yeah, I was quite happy with it.
Yeah, no, I was as much as it was 0-0. It wasn't like, for me, I was disappointed with the West Brom game. Again, people might say, yeah, but we were 1-0 down at that moment. That first half was awful, you know, whereas this one was good, especially as it went on from our end. So I was a lot happier in that sense. But yeah, like you say, going into the second half, obviously had a few chances. Kaminsky tipped it over a few times. They tried one from behind the halfway line. But obviously, you know, the moments happened before that, you know, where they started off pretty decent again. But again, we grew into it, you know, and then obviously we got the goal. Jacob Brown with the goal, great header, you know, great cross in from Doughty. And again, it's like we say with Doughty, we know he's, you know, magnificent crosser, but you just want someone else to take him at some times, even if it's one on each side. But that cross, you know, brilliant cross, pinpoint really, to Brown, who obviously headed it in, crossbar and in, did a little gritty, you know, Fortnite dance and stuff. But that was good, man. That was good for him. And I don't know. I mean, obviously we'll get into it, but it'll be interesting to see now if he continues to start, you know, because he's scored now. But then again, quick turnaround. Elijah did look decent when he come on. So I don't know. There is a few interesting things there. You know, I can't see Morris being dropped because he's the captain. But yeah, I mean, great goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, but this is the thing with Doughty. He does deliver and set these chances up, but our problem has been we've been too static, or that Elijah and the other guys haven't really, you know, done what they needed to do in the penalty area. Whereas Brown's fresh, isn't he? He's coming. He's looking forward to this season. He got injured last season. He's not feeling it as though some of them players seem to be. And you saw him make that little run. He knows exactly what's going on. You know, he works with Doughty in training, obviously, and it was quality. And you know, he warrants a start because he's offering something there. And yeah, Elijah come on and done bits, but you know, I like the fact that he's making these changes and mixing it up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I think we should go with the same again. Because he's banging form, Brown is.
He was knocking on the door, wasn't he, even when he was not starting. You know, he did score against Watford through coming on as well.
Yeah, and you know, Doughty's obviously injured for this next game, so it gives us. We need to. Last time we did, whoever did take the free kicks, obviously, then you did notice the big difference. Do you know what I mean? Let's be honest, but we need to be working on that more and seeing who else is on the pitch that can deal with it. Because we need it. Middlesbrough are very, very tough team generally. You know, they're up and around there, but you know, their forms up and down, same as ours really. But you know, they're still further up table than we are. But yeah, deserved goal as well. I thought, especially considering the penalty situation. You know, and that's what you do. You know, you can get certain commentators going, "Oh, yeah, they're playing this long ball."
Yeah, but it's not illegal. Do you know what I mean? And even then, it's not even like we know that anyway. They're just salty. You know what I mean? Like they didn't offer nothing really.
Corners, mate. All these short corners. I'll take a short corner and then we'll try and score the perfect goal.
We'll try and run it in the box. Yeah, nonsense.
Play football that's meant to be played. Yeah.
Gamble, cross it in. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it was a good goal, good cross, good finish. Simple. And then I felt we was kind of in control then. I know their managers come out and said the decisions against us were terrible and that he must have missed the handball.
Yeah, exactly.
But they weren't. You got outdone, you know, and that's good for us. This is what we need to be doing at home. I worry a bit about our away record. It needs to be picking up. It's not great. Whereas last season it weren't too bad. I don't think initially. Well, we got our first win away at Everton. You know, it weren't too bad, but yeah.
Yeah, and obviously the season we went up, it was very good. You know, we were up there.
Obviously, they had the kickoff and they shot, didn't they? And
yeah,
Kaminsky had to backpedal and tip over the corner. But other than that, they didn't really bother us.
No, they didn't. But yeah, well, I guess that's the game as the whole spoken about. Obviously, made some changes, like say, obviously Elijah come on. You know, his work ethic, man, it's incredible. It really is, man. Like you have to give him massive credit. And again, it's like I said on the watch long. Obviously, for him, he'll sort of have a point to prove now because Brown has come in, you know, and he will want to get that goal. But again, I like that Rob Edwards has done that because in a way, well, we know Elijah's a confidence player, so then hopefully it's a situation like Morris. Again, hopefully Brown don't dip out of form, but say he does, and then you've got Elijah coming on and doing something, you know, he'll go straight back in. So, you know, it's one of them for him. He was working hard. Baptiste come on as well, which was good to see. You know, obviously he come on in the cam role as well. Done really well there, I felt. And then obviously we brought the camera on towards the end for Kraus. Just to steady things up really, and Nakamba did a decent job, even though he's only on for a minute. You know, he was a massive part of grinding that out in the end. You know, and it's a typical, weren't it really? It's one of them typical midweek championship games really. But it's a great win, you know, because like you said, Dad, Cardiff, they were in form. I thought it'd be a draw, so you know, if we get a win, that's even better. You know, so clean sheet as well. You know. But it's just we have to, you know, follow up, like we say. But it will be very difficult against Middlesbrough. They're a good side, like you say, especially at their grounds. I know they've had a few shaky results at home, like losing to Bristol City and stuff. But again, Bristol City, you know, I think they're all right. So you know, there's a few shaky results, but again, like I say, they're not in a bad position at all. Few results for them, they can get up there, but. Yeah, we might as well move on to the player ratings. Big up to everyone inside as well. We've got Stephen in the chat. Big up to yourself, mate. Big up to Paul as well. Jackie says, hi, Ty Daz. Would have been my score 2-0. The ref was an idiot. We should have had a penalty. Yeah, exactly. It's frustrating, but again, it's like I said at the end of the game, you know, it's a deserved win. One, because I felt we were dominant throughout the game and we were better. And also because of that incident, we deserve to win. You know, would we have buried the penalty? Yes, I reckon so. You know, Morris is very good from the spot. So, yeah, I totally agree. We all agree. But it's one of them, innit? It is one of them. Moving on to the player ratings. So, we'll start off with Kaminsky. Now, on the watch long, I thought he didn't have to do as much. But then forgetting, I actually looked up because I was sorting the score out. And then he flipping out to tip it over twice, like we said. But yeah, throughout the game, tipped it over, got a clean sheet. So Kaminsky, I'll go 7.5.
Yeah, I'll give him 7.5. You know, he had to be alert. You know, he's been quieter in some of these games recently, let's be honest, and that's a good thing. but he's still been alert. So yeah, I'll give him 7.5.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Jackie's gone with the same 7.5 as well. Moving on to the next player, we'll go to Mengi. Good to see him still in. Again, maybe some people thought we'd manage his minutes a little bit, similar to Bell, but good to see him in. Got stuck in. You know what? He was up there for a man of the match for me. Like I said on the watch along, it was hard. I just thought he was everywhere, really. Especially his pressing, like just chasing them down and getting the ball and stuff. I thought he was really good in the game. To be honest, like I say, he's up there for man of the match. I'll go another 7.5.
Yeah, I'll give him 7.5. The thing about he is everywhere. That's the thing. His position was right centre back, but he covers where needed and clears up, tidies up things and that. He's like a proper defensive Nakamba, basically. Do you know what I mean? And he's good at that. And you can't really be kicking him out of team. Obviously, he's normally in the centre, but McGuinness has been doing really well there. And I don't think he can play on the other sides maybe as much as well as Mengi can. So yeah, I'll give him 7.5.
Yeah. Jackie's gone with a 7. Moving on to McGuinness, obviously got that position through the middle against his former club. Did nearly score as well from a corner. I thought he did. That would have been great prediction as well. But I thought he got really stuck in this game. You could sort of tell he knew what some of their players were like, just with the way he was dealing with them at times. And yeah, I thought he was really good in the game. So again, I know I've gone with a lot of them. I'm going 7.5 again.
Yeah, 7.5 for McGuinness. That header was unlucky. But he's growing into the team as well, as we knew he would. We don't make. It was estimated at 10 million. I don't think it was nowhere near that. But he's probably doubled his wages, and he's showing finally once the defence is settled why he's a good player, and I'm glad we got him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, another one where he could be a leader going forward. In that leadership group. Anyway, but we shall see. Especially with him cementing that place in the middle of the back three. Jackie's gone 7.5. Moving on to Bell. Bell is my man of the match. I was really debating between him and Mengi, but I thought Bell, the way he's come in the last 2 games for him, been that good. Like, I thought it was a situation similar to Clark in the sense of, he can have good games there in centre mid, but it's not quite consistent. But obviously, Bell's slightly better in that scenario. But yeah, I thought he was really good in the game. Just the way he was winning the ball. He's so calm on the ball. And we've needed that because the manner in which we've conceded goals throughout the season, you sort of need that guy to steady the ship in that sense. And I felt he really did in this game. And yeah, he's my man of the match. I thought he was immense, especially for his second game back. Let's be honest, guys. West Brom, we didn't expect him to be back either. Obviously there was the potential of Mengi being back, and he was. But Bell, no one expected that. Unless you work inside the club or you're a manager, staff, whatever, you wouldn't have known that he was in. So, yeah, to come in and do that and then have a really good game follow up on that, he definitely has to play tomorrow, especially with Doughty out. But either way, he would have. It's just a matter of, do you put him as a left wing back or a left centre back? I wouldn't mind him going left centre back again, to be honest with you. But yeah, throughout the game, I'll give him an 8. Man of the match for me.
I'll give him a 7.5. I thought it's good. What I like is, what I still worry slightly is he's kind of got used to this position now, which is good. But I feel if we play like better teams, then it might be a bit of an issue. But as long as the other players around him are, moving in and helping him out and stuff like that, then it might be all right. But it's his forward play which we miss as well.
Yeah.
His crosses, etc., and just his confidence on the ball, calmness on the ball, which I said to you. But I'll give him a 7.5.
Exactly. That's the thing.
He's up there.
It's like I say, it's the way it steadies the ship. Because a lot of the goals we've conceded ain't been great. Like, let's be honest, we haven't really conceded a spectacular goal. Really, like not loads come to your head. Really, and I just think he's made it more composed being in that left centre back. To be honest. especially them 2 games. He's been out for a while, isn't he? To come in and
when he's played, we haven't conceded that much. I'm sure of it.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
better defensively.
Yeah. Bell's 7.5 as well. Jackie's gone with the same as you. Moving on to Hashioka. Again, I thought he'd done decent. Obviously, not quite a standout game, obviously compared to West Brom, but I thought he was good. He's much better in that position. We know that. And again, he would deserve to start for me tomorrow. So, yeah, for me, his rating in this game, I'll go with a 7.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. He wasn't as good as he was in the last game, but he still was good in this position. He's good at going forward. He's tackling well. His confidence is up, and I'm pleased. I'm actually pleased that because he was out for a long time and he's playing in defence and all this. When we signed him, and people were a bit like, "Oh, I don't know." And defensively, especially making your debut in the Premier League for a new team out of position, it's tough. It's tough. Let's be honest. That Bournemouth game, he got taken off after 60 minutes. Like all the 3 of their goals or whatever, he was kind of involved in. But
it's like we said at the time, he should have had some more support though.
We signed him for a reason. Do you know what I mean? You see his highlight reels and that he can score goals. He's good at pass. He's got good control. Similar to Bell in a lot of ways, I think. So yeah, I'm glad he played in that position, and you can't really be taking that away now. For me, so yeah, I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. When it comes to that, Jackie's man of the match. Okay, interesting, nice, fair enough. 8 man of the match. That's fair enough. Like we say, you're happy for him. Just he's come in, he's struggled. Let's be honest, but then he's come on and done really well. And even again, people base it, people don't count it, whatever. I thought pre-season he looked pretty good as well, to be fair, up until he got injured. Again, he was obviously playing, in that right wing-back role, but still, I felt he was good there. But yeah, moving on to the next player, we'll go over to Clark. I mean, a lot of Luton fans now are saying he should be dropped. I have to agree because I love Clark. I'll never forget that playoff final goal. But at the same time, I thought he would be a bit of a makeshift player like Ruddock is going into this season, where you'd sort of bring him on in games. I didn't expect him to start as much as he has. Like I say, centre midfield, you never really know what you're going to get from him. He's much better as a cam, but obviously you've got Chong there playing that good, and Baptiste coming on doing what he done. So I think it's difficult for him to get in, to be honest, going forward. But this game, I mean, he wasn't bad. There was a few good moments, good passes forward and stuff like that, but sometimes he's just a bit sluggish on the ball, in my opinion, and he's a little bit slow on it sometimes. One thing I've always liked about Clark, though, and not a lot of our players do it, is taking pop shots. He does do that a lot. I like that. He brings that to his game. But yeah, 6.5, I'm going to go.
Yeah, like he is a good player. But you're right, especially against the bigger teams. When you play the better teams, when he's in midfield, it don't happen, especially away as well. So
and there's been a lot of games, even when we played Plymouth, right? It felt like Krause was in midfield by himself.
So I'm a bit worried about that if he drops him. Obviously, I can see why Rob likes him and that, but you need game changers, game makers and stuff. And he's not. It's in midfield. I don't feel like he has the opportunity to do that so much. If you compare him with Walsh will always be looking for the forward part, looking for the ball. Whereas Clark doesn't. He's not really he doesn't do that as much. Let's be honest. He's undoubtedly talented. If you look at his 2 goals against Man City in Cup, we got slapped up, but his goals were better than probably all of their goals. Let's be honest. But yeah, 6.5. It wasn't terrible, but other players performed better for me.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. Jackie says, I love him too. 6. Moving on to Krause. Again, I thought he was good. Krause is quality, man. If we do manage to get him permanently, that'd be brilliant. But yeah, in this game, I thought he was really good. He gets stuck in, and he thinks of that forward pass. It's an interesting one with Krause as well, because we thought he'd come in, he'd be more defensive, which he has. But then again, I didn't expect him to help us in the attacking scenarios as much as he has. Obviously, he's chipped in with a goal as well, obviously against Oxford and stuff like that. So yeah, in this game, I thought he was good. So I'll go 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5. The thing is with Kraus, what I'm thinking now, you have to start him, but I think he is the one who is keeping the camera outside because he does both, and he's good at both. But the Campbell was good defensively, but going forward, not as great as he is. He's got goal contributions. He's got stuck in, enabled us to score goals. 4 passes. Got a couple of assists. I don't think the Canberra had many assists, if any. So he's keeping the Canberra outside, and Clark's just being sort of put in there, just to fit him in the team. I think because for me, Clark's still kind of that remaining Nathan Jones sort of signing, isn't it? And it's probably just a little bit ahead of Ruddock, but not too much, I don't think. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, 7.5 has to start.
Yeah, absolutely. Jackie's gone with the same. I do keep freezing. I don't know if I am on the actual stream, but I notice I am. So yeah, apologies about that. Don't know why. But yeah, moving on to next player, we'll go over to Chong. Again, made a good impact.
Hold up, pull up, rewind and flip again. You missed out Alfie Doughty.
Oh, yeah, I have actually.
And
I know exactly why you said it specifically, so you might as well go first, Dad.
Because he's my man of the match. He caused a handball with great crossing, got an assist for the goal, worked tirelessly as well. Do you know what I mean? Becoming a real stalwart in the team, but defensively as well. Making things happen, like finding his way into form. Soldiered on towards the end as well when he got that injury. Like he was definitely in pain, and just waddling around the pitch just to stay on. Which could have been risky, but it shows that he's there for the club. Signed that contract as well. Maybe he might have been thinking about a move. You never know, but who wouldn't? It's the Premier League. But didn't get it. And he's knuckling down. He will be in the Premier League at some point. Trust me, and doing bits as well. I thought he was excellent. Doing what he needs to do, regardless of you're playing it long, you're doing this, that, and the other. Yeah, we missed him. Yeah, to see someone else take free kicks and that didn't happen. And what happens when he comes back? Do you know what I mean? So I've got to give him man of the match as well, and his performance was good as well, and a typical Luton player performance for me. So I'm going to give him an 8 man of the match.
Nice. Yeah, the academy, as it stands, by the way, guys, are winning 1-0. So that's good. 20 minutes in, goal through Jacob Pinnington. So that's always good. Away at Brighton's training ground in the Premier League Cup under 21s. But yeah, no, he was good. Like you say, to carry on as well. I have to agree. Trying to see it out for the team. Obviously, I know. We made 5 changes, but still, he could have went. No, I can't. Do you know what I mean? But he tried. As soon as full time went, he went down, and obviously it's come out. It's an ankle injury, so yeah, not the best. And again, we're going to have to change set pieces up again tomorrow. It's going to be Moses and Baptiste, I can imagine. But yeah, I mean. Yeah, fair enough, man of the match. I mean, he's up there. He is up there for me. Definitely, like you say, the cross and stuff. But yeah, I'll go 7.5. But he's also level now with Baptiste and Kaminsky at the top of our thing. They're all on 4 votes. So we'll see how that goes as the season goes on. And then moving on to the next player, Chong, like I was going to go over to. Made an impact again in the game, at least tried to. And again, I think he's another player that, you warrant a start just because, you do, because he's been good the last couple of games. The Coventry game, since the Coventry game, really, it's been good. Obviously, he scored against West Brom as well. But yeah, I thought he was decent in the game. So I'll go over 7.
Yeah, I'll give him 7. Not as effective, but still lively, still looking to get forward and do bits and stuff. The game was played a certain way at times, is what it is, but he weren't too bad. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, Jackie's gone 7 for Chong, 7.5 for Doughty. Moving on to Morris. Morris done well. Should have had the penalty. Would have scored the penalty, in my opinion. But yeah, he was getting stuck in. He done really well. Doing his usual hold up play, really good. And stuff like that. So again, I'll go another 7.
Yeah, another 7. But he should have got that header on target. The yellow card was bollocks. Like I say, probably would have scored. Definitely would have scored a penalty, I would have thought. And was still in general leading the team. You know what I mean? And putting a shift in. So yeah, 7.
Yeah. Jackie's got 7.5. And then moving on to Brown, obviously he got the goal. Great header. Crossbar in, brilliant goal. And he's proving why he should be starting at this moment in time. He's even come on, like I said earlier, in games and made an impact. I did think, as much as we weren't great against Coventry in the second half, when he come on, he was good as well. He was basically set up Woodrow, and Woodrow should have scored. But yeah, as for this game, obviously he got the winning goal, didn't he? So not quite my man of the match, obviously. But yeah, I'll go 7.5 again.
Yeah, 100%, 7.5. He's always looking lively. Brings something fresh to the team. Great goal. Great celebration. It just shows he's enjoying his football. Like I said earlier, he was injured and things like that. I rate him. I think he's a great player, great lad as well. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah, he is. Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff in the club, isn't he?
It's nice to switch it up a little bit. And let's think about it. He's come in, injury. He's played in certain different positions, and that probably still could play in the Doughty position as well. And Woodrow, obviously we know about Taylor, but he's gone straight in there, and that's it. I'm getting a start now. So yeah, I want to see him start again. Obviously, I rate Elijah, but it's
maybe it'll benefit Elijah, I reckon. Like he did for Morris, and it has for Morris. Even last season.
Rather than we were only playing him because the other player's injured, kind of thing. Like, it's good to have that competition. It's good to have, the top teams have, strikers off the bench that come on and do something. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we need. That's exactly what we need, especially in this division. So yeah, 7.5.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And again, it will spur them all on. They're all part of the same team, trying to do the same thing. So that's always good. 7.5 says Jackie. And then moving on to the changes, Elijah, like we were saying, I thought his work rate was tremendous. In the game, he tried to make something happen. So you got to give him the credit. Let's be honest, a player can come on, their head can drop, even if they come on and be like, well, I've been dropped, you know what I mean? I'm so used to starting, but he come on and he's still putting a shift. So for me, I'll go with a 7.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. And it's that squad that's been talked about at Luton for season upon season, do you know what I mean? Like, the whole squad being utilised and used and being not complaining that they're on the bench or coming on and affecting the game. And that's starting to creep in it wasn't before. With it maybe one player every other game or whatever. Whereas before, anyone would come on, especially under Nathan Jones, people come off the bench and they'd do stuff. Do you know what I mean? And we had that in the Prem when we didn't have loads of injuries. But yeah, I'll give him a 7.
Yeah. Shout out to Spencer in the chat, mate. Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're well. Jackie says Elijah 7 did really well. Yeah, he did. Yeah, exactly. Another player that I felt done well, Baptiste, come on, done well in that cam role. He's just really good on the ball. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, we've said it, obviously Barkley's a better player, but I don't know, it just reminds me of him in certain ways, just the way he glides with the ball, essentially. I felt he done that really well in this game. So again, I'll go another 7.
Yeah, 7. Like, it's quite surprising, because before I said we've got a few players who could play in that cam role. I didn't really think about Baptiste, but
no, you'd have thought of him as a centre mid, wouldn't you?
Minutes or whatever he was on, 20 minutes. He proved that actually, he could. He was causing problems, winning the ball high up. chasing down. Excellent. I like him anyway. I think he's been a very good signing. And I want to see him starting tomorrow. Not in that position, but in midfield. I'll give him a 7.
Fair enough. Jackie's gone with the same. Then moving on to Nakamba, like I said earlier, good part of steadying the ship, getting the win. So I won't go as high. I'll just go 6.5.
I'll just give him a 6. He was on for like 3 minutes or something. So
Yeah, there you go. So they are the player ratings. So obviously Bell has got his first man of the match of the season from us. And then obviously, like I say, you giving it to Doughty has now put him level, joint top with Baptiste and Kaminsky. So be interesting to see how it goes. Obviously, it's still got a very long way. As for the points, like I said at the start, you've leveled it up, Dad. The other week, what was it, like 6-1 to me? Now it's 6-all, just like that. Or 6-2, actually, it was. But yeah, so it'll be interesting now. So we decided, guys, we're going to put a little stake on it at the end of the season, and then go from there between the two of us to be a friendly competition. You know what I mean? But anything else you want to say on the game as a whole, Dad?
no, I don't think it's. I think we slowly sort of looking more steady, more structured, more. Do you know what I mean? Like, whereas before we were all over the place at times. I think we're looking a lot better, and players are actually probably seem to be fighting for their positions and things like that. Like for instance, when Burke comes back, he's been pretty decent all season. But where's it going to go in that defence if it's a 3-man defence? Do you know what I mean? You can't be at the moment dropping Mengi or McGuinness really. Walters when he eventually comes back. You're not taking. Do you know what I mean? Little things like that, and that's what I like. And having a strong bench and having these options, and not having to. The youngsters are good as well. Let's not beat around the bush. They are, but you do want your more experienced players on the bench, and that was good to see.
Yeah, no, exactly that. I totally agree. It felt good to see that. We haven't really seen that, like we say. Especially amount of times we had watched game Dad last year and be like, oh, well, it's not good, But yeah, that's that. When it comes to that, overall, like I say, that was a much better performance in other games that we've won. For example, like Sheffield Wednesday. I give the Mill one quite. Like I was happier with that one because we did grind that out. To be fair, but that was a much better dominant. Excuse me, performance as the game went on. I felt so. I totally agree with that. And it's like Jackie says here as well. Towards the end of the game, we looked like our old selves. And we did.
Exactly.
We wasn't panicking, really, was we? Towards the end of the game. Whereas other games we have been. I understood it when we didn't win at home for ages. I get that. But, the other games, we haven't been able to see it out. Oxford, Coventry, for example. So, it was good to see in this one we did, and we limited it really. Let's be honest. Like I say, other than the opening 5-10 minutes in both halves, obviously they had the moment as well, didn't they? Where tried to lob Kaminsky, they had the header as well. But other than that, we were pretty dominant. And Nelson has scored, by the way, in the academy game, 2-0, scored penalty. So we're beating Brighton away 2-0, the under-21. So nice. Zach Nelson getting on the score sheet as well. That's always good. Sends the keeper the wrong way. So that's that. When it comes to that, but moving on to the next game, we obviously take on Middlesbrough tomorrow. Lunchtime kickoff, another early kickoff against Middlesbrough. Obviously we had a commentary, as we all know, not too long ago. This time we will have Middlesbrough. Interesting game because, like we say, they're a good side. They're a side that have been, fighting for, playoffs recent seasons. Whether they've just missed out or not, they've been up and around there. Carrick's been there for quite a while now. Games over the years I remember against them. I remember the 3-1. That was a brilliant game. That's probably, in my opinion, for me personally, one of the best games I've been to, other than the standout ones, the Watford win, the 2-0 win, the playoff final, because that was on TV and we had a bit of a TV, curse. We were 1-0 down. weren't great. You know, come back 3-1 win. It was immense, mate. In the main stand that game. Obviously, last time we played them at their ground, I believe they beat us 2-1. Clark did score in that game, but we did end up losing that game. And I remember me and my dad watched it together. But yeah, I mean, this game's an interesting one because, you know, they lost their last home game to Coventry quite heavily as well. They're a bit inconsistent, but they're in a much better position than us. Obviously, we sit 19th. A win potentially could put us 16th, depending on what other teams do. That are, you know, around us. A lot of teams on 15 points as well. 6 teams on 15 points. It's madness. As for them, if they won, they could go up to 5th, probably the highest, if other teams don't win and stuff like that. But yeah, like I say, it's an interesting one. I mean, we're going to a bit more insight. Middlesbrough have won their last 3 home games against Luton Town since losing 1-0 in February 2020. So that's not a good start. You know, not a good stat to hear at first. Luton won 2-1 in their last league meeting with Middlesbrough in April 2023. Obviously, that was towards the end of the season. They did score through Archer, and then we come back. And yeah, I had a lot of salty Middlesbrough fans in my chat. I remember that. But yeah, they've not won consecutively against them since a run of 5 between 1961 and 1970. So these are just not good for our end. However, one that can give us a bit more confidence. Middlesbrough have lost 2 of their last 3 home games, winning 1, more than they had in their previous 10 games combined at the Riverside, which was winning 6 and drawing 3. Again, guys, another one that's not you know, good to read out. Luton Town have lost 10 of their last 12 away league matches, winning 1, drawing 1, conceding 27 goals across those 10 defeats. So, yeah, and then the last one, since his championship debut for Middlesbrough in January 2024, Finn Aziz leads all his teammates for chances created, 66, shots attempted, 71, expected assists, 6.1, passes played into the opposition penalty area, 198, while also having the joint most assists, which is 9. So, a bit more Middlesbrough going into it. They have had a rollercoaster start to the season, following up defeat against Coventry City, and then obviously winning convincingly during the week away at QPR 4-1. They got off to the perfect start when the season began in August, beating Swansea in the league and Leeds away in the Carabao Cup without conceding. Since then, the consistency in results has been hard to come by for Carrick's side, yet Borough still sit 1 point outside the playoff spots. The player to look out for is Tommy Conway, a 22-year-old signed this summer from Bristol City and has 3 goals in his last 3 games. He's on form. Team news for us going into it: it'll be too soon for Doughty, like obviously you can see in the title. After picking up an ankle injury, like I say, Burke's progressing well, but it's unlikely to be available for the trip. And then obviously Real Waters and Anderson still out. So it is looking better in that sense, guys. You know, there's not as many players. Obviously, it's still not ideal. You know, having 3 defenders out basically. You know, but we are getting in a 4 technically, but we are getting in a better position. And hopefully, touch wood, it gets better from there. Middlesbrough left Kenilworth Road empty-handed, obviously last time, like I say. So yeah, and then the official for this game, Tony Harrington, 32 yellow cards and 1 red card has been handed out by Harrington across the 7 games this season. 6 of his 7 matches have been in the Premier League. It was last in the game with Luton when we visited Burnley in the Premier League last season, drew 1-1. I mean, from memory, he actually done all right because, you know, a lot of refs probably would have said that was a foul on Trafford when it wasn't. So he was all right from there. Whether he will be tomorrow, we shall see. But yeah, that's all of that. After saying all that, Dad, how are you feeling about tomorrow?
Our way form is not great. We normally are tight games there, but they normally come off better. But I feel like you know, we've come down from the Premier League, and we have got that quality in depth, you know, and it's becoming more visible now. And because we're going to have a strong bench, I think we can definitely get a result out of this game. So I'm feeling confident that we can get a result.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I mean, as for me, I'm a bit worried in senses, like you say, our away form's not the best. I know what we've done at certain games. Obviously, I've been to a lot more away games than home games this year, and we do have a tendency to not do well. Or if we do, we don't play well the whole game. So I don't know. I mean, Middlesbrough, yes, then roller coaster start, like I said, but overall, they're I could accept what they're doing, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? I could accept that. But where we are, it's not good enough. But few wins, few points on the board, obviously it bounced us up there. But I don't know, it's a difficult one, isn't it? 12:30 kickoff. Never really easy games. Especially going away, quick turnaround. But like you say, players back. I feel we could get something. We could get something. But yeah, going into the lineups now. Obviously, I'll start off with my lineup in this game. So for me, what I'd go with is this. So Kaminsky in goal, as you can see, goes without saying. I'm going to go Bell in left centre back still. I feel just playing there, cementing there. He's done really well last two games. McGuinness in the middle, goes without saying. I'm going to stick with Mengi on the right. Some people might put Holmes back in and then maybe go Bell left wing back. Again, I wouldn't mind that. I don't know. I just want to go with that. Do you know what I mean? I like Bell in centre back at the moment. As for my wing backs, I'm going to go Chong, and I'm going to let Chong sort of have an inverted role like he did against West Brom in the second half. So I'm going to go with him there. Hashioka again goes without saying. My midfield, I'm going to go Kraus and Nakamba. Now, a lot of that is because, Kraus has been really good, and Nakamba, we're away from home. So I feel them two, sort of steady them in that sense. That helps the defence out a bit more. And it gives the wing backs options to go forward as well, especially Chong, because if he is playing there, see you want to go forward anyway. And then I have gone Baptiste in the cam. I thought he was good there. I mean, like I say, I do want to see Clark being dropped. I mean, yes, you could put Chong there, and like I say, put Bell as a wing back and then go with that. But I'm going to put Baptiste there. I feel he does deserve to start for sure. We want to see him start as well. And then obviously up front, I've stuck with Brown. It's difficult to not put him in. He scored a goal. So it's hard to not go with him, to be honest. And Elijah, he's got fire in his belly anyway. So hopefully he comes on and makes an impact if we need to in the game. And then Morris is the captain, so you're gonna stick with him. So that's my lineup. As for your lineup, Dad, there you go.
Yeah, straight up. Kaminsky, Mengi, McGuinness, Bell, sticking with them for me. I can see why I picked that. Again, like I said, put Holmes in, put Bell there, but I'm putting Moses there. Again, we played that before. I think Moses it can be good defensively. He's got that experience as well. So I'm going to put in there and put Baptiste in midfield. Like, there's no room for Clark for me in this away game. But I think if you play him, it's risky. I'm sorry. And yeah, Kraus standard. Hashioka, you can't be dropping him. Chong, he's offering that threat. And then I'm sticking with Brown because he's scored and he's been banging in form. Yes, Elijah's picked up, but it just that healthy competition. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the same thing. 60 minutes, make a change. And then obviously Morris, Captain Morris. So yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's fair enough. Like, again, both gone with Bell in that centre back role. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the wing back role. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, people might look at it from my lineup anyway and go, they want to see Chong higher up, which is fair enough. I don't know. I just felt when he was playing there against West Brom in that second half, he done really well there. Obviously, got the goal as well, so it's not limiting him in that sense. But we shall see. Is that time? Score predictions. Obviously, a few of you put yours in the chat. Obviously, do put yours in if you haven't already. I mean, like I say, Dad, you're feeling confident we can get something. So I'm guessing that's a draw.
It is a draw. I'm going to go for my, favourite scoreline recently. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, well, me too. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw as well. Like I say, I'm a bit more confident now that we've got players back. That we can grind out a result there. I mean, the draw is not the worst result away from home. Hopefully if we
Going
are
into international break as well.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, if we are in a winning position, we do try and maintain it, but we shall see. But yeah, 1-1 is what we're both going with. But yeah, as for other predictions in the chat, shout out to everyone that has done one. Paul says 2-1 Luton. Nice. I was going to go do a draw. She's going to go the same as us. But I'm going to go 2-1. I feel a bit more confident. Yeah.
That would be really good, to be fair, like going into the break. That gives some comment. I mean, who we got when we come back?
Hull, and there's a lot of pressure on Hull, and it could be another situation with them. I was talking to Lewis earlier where they sack a manager before they play us, like they did a couple of years ago. He's under a lot of pressure, that manager. So we are Hull at home.
Yeah, that's a good game for us as well. So yeah, but a draw, I'd accept a draw. Obviously, I don't want to see no more shit performances. Miss this, that, and the other. I feel we should be over that now. I feel the board would be looking at that as well. It can't go back to that. Yes, we can lose, but we need to be losing fighting now. I don't think we can. Rob Edwards can afford to have any more, really. Maybe one, like for 10 games down the line if we're doing all right. But performances like that, I don't think it'll be tolerated. Because let's be clear, we're only out of the relegation zone on goal difference at the moment. So you know what I mean. But yeah, goal scorer, I'm going to go with Victor Moses to get his first goal for them.
Nice. I'm going to go Baptiste. You know what? I'm going to go Baptiste. I think he will start because Luton put a thing out as well, and it was him. Obviously, we're wearing the third shirt, Dad. So last time we wore that, we won. So I'm going to wear it again on the watch along. We'll be doing. But yeah, 2-1, nice. Yeah, nice. That's good. 1-1, same as us. Yeah, fair enough, Spencer. 2-1, Brown and Morris. Yeah, nice. Okay, a lot of 2-1s in the chat, which is good. Yeah, these are our fixtures. So we've got Hull at home, Leeds and Norwich away, which we're hoping to do Norwich away. Me and you, Dad.
Yeah, I might have to live on beans on toast or something like that.
Yeah, especially at them prices. But
fucking about 90 all in, coach, ticket, food, and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's mad.
We'll see.
Yeah, Baptiste and Morris. Yeah, fair enough. We're both going with Baptiste there. Yeah, Dad, any final things you want to say before we end?
Yeah, look for it. It is an early kickoff. It is going to be tough, but this is the game for me that will show if Rob Edwards is advancing or not. Because if we go back to like the Coventry performance and they've sacked their manager, which I think is a stupid decision. Yeah, I'm not comparing Rob Edwards. That guy's been at 8 years. He's taken from nearly to FA Cup final. Do you know what I mean? Nearly to Wembley. You just need that little bit of step. They always sign good players. Everything's in place. They'd won the last 2 games before they lost to Derby. I mean, Derby are doing well. What is it? Because they got.
I actually said Derby to win.
Yeah,
and I actually said 2-1. I'm gutted I didn't do the championship show this week. Or last week, predicting it, because I generally said 2-1.
It is frustrating, but if the manager can turn it around, then fair enough. Do you know what I mean? And it does work, and we are trying to rely on that model, and I get it. And we're not really in danger, really, of getting relegated because we have got that quality. But the performances, you can't be having them kind of performances, especially away, that needs to be picked up. It really does. And I want to see that tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting on that level. But I do feel that we have turned a corner, and I do feel that we've got enough players in the building to deal with that. You know, don't forget when we lost to when we beat Sheffield Wednesday, we were awful, especially in the first half. Morris comes on, changes the game, and because he's quality, and that's what we've got.
It's with Elijah if it needs to be, and that's what I'm thinking it might be.
You know, we have got one of the strongest squads. I don't care what anyone says. Definitely in the top 6, 100% in the top 6. So we need to be utilising that. Manager needs to make that happen. And it does seem to be happening at the moment. And the bonus of having Hashioka coming in, let's not forget Waters. He was mostly good, maybe a 7 for the season, but there was a couple of times when he was put in that left back position, he was terrible. But there was rumours that he was playing. You know, he had a broken foot, so he played like he had a fucking broken foot in that game. So, but it's decisions like that and things like that. If that is the case, but I'm happy. We've not got Doughty as well, but I still feel we can get a result because of the way the team's been. And if the manager has turned it around, then things will be looking up for us. I think we'll have we'll start moving up table by February. Hopefully, we can make some sort of challenge for promotion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, it is possible. You just need to get a couple of results going. Look at Millwall. You know, started off awfully, but last 2 games, you know, and again, you've got to look at the teams they've beaten as well. They beat Burnley and flipping Leeds back to back. You know, so fair play to them. I mean, I think I had them mid-table, so obviously it's still a long way to go. But yeah, I didn't have them in the battle for sure. Like a lot of people thought they were going to be. But yeah, big up to everyone who's tuned in. I'm not going to the game tomorrow, but I will be doing a watch along, early kickoff. I mean, last time it was early kickoff. I did a watch along. It was good, Dad. So hopefully it happens again, in the sense of a win or a positive result, anyway. And then obviously, yeah, from there on in, it's international break. So yeah, probably we'll do a hat show in a few days' time, reacting to this, and then when we come back, we can go straight into the whole game and stuff like that. So yeah, man, big up to everyone that's tuned in. Smash a like if you haven't already. Shout out to the new subscribers as well. The other day, got 2 new ones as well after I went off that stream. So that was always good. Like I say, I'll be back again tomorrow with another watch along. So yeah, smash a like, all of that. Follow me on all my socials as well. Links to them are in the description. And yeah, until tomorrow for me, a few days' time from above, we will see you lot in a bit. Big up to everyone. Take care and peace.
Peace.